Hey there, it's Stephanie Shade, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope, and this one is for you Pisces. Here we come into September, and the sun is shining in Virgo through the 21st. This really puts an emphasis on partnership for you this month. This can be partnerships of all kinds. Friendships, business partnerships, and of course, romantic partnerships are included in this. You and a current partner might be teaming up on practical matters together, or you could be sifting through the details of a past relationship and placing together some information that can really help you in the present or future. I'll talk more about the Mars retrograde cycle coming up, which is really activating your subconscious mind in a lot of ways. And it can help you with current relationships, but it also makes it a bit of a sticky time, and I'm going to get into all that later in the horoscope. But let's start out talking about your full moon. You've got the Pisces full moon, September 2nd. It's celebrating your sun sign. This is a really auspicious full moon for Pisces, and you could be recognized for an accomplishment or your compassionate way of handling a sensitive situation. Pisces are really good at this. If you find that you feel extra emotional, create some time and space for your feelings. You know, being a water sign, you're probably pretty affected by the full moons. And when it's in your sign, that can ramp up the intensity. So with all the positive things that come along with a full moon in your sun sign, there is also this extra sensitivity. It's a powerful time to acknowledge and purge unhealthy habits and really get clear about what you need. So keep that all in perspective. It could be a good time to write in a journal and just take note of what's going on for yourself. Now, speaking of that, let's talk about Mars retrograde in Aries. That is also some astrology that's very much about checking in with yourself. Mars has been in Aries, maybe you've been feeling it, and it's stationing retrograde September 9th. And this is initiating a cycle that goes through November the 13th. Now, with Mars traveling retrograde in the sign of Aries, it's a very powerful energy. Mars is the ruler of Aries. So we're all going to need to check ourselves before reacting. Even Pisces, who are a little better at keeping their cool sometimes than other sun signs, depending on what other planets you have in your chart that might be activated by this Aries. Even you could feel more fired up than usual. There's an impulsive and sometimes combative energy that can accompany these Mars retrograde cycles. So it really is a time to proceed with caution. Now, there are some positive things about this cycle and some productive ways to work with it. So don't worry, it is going to put the focus on your self-worth. And it's actually a really good time to assess your material assets too. If you have been needing to deal with some financial matters, it can be a great time to see, do I need to get rid of some things and simplify and streamline? It's not really a good time to make big financial decisions or purchases if you can help it. I would try to wait until after November 13th. If you must make a purchase, get a really good return policy, and definitely avoid people that might be trying to pressure you into a commitment of your time or money, because you're more likely to regret these type of decisions that are made under Mars retrograde. You're going to be able to see your situation much more clearly after Mars is direct. So my general rule for this time period is, yes, things come up and life happens. You might have to agree to something. Make it temporary, as temporary as you can, so that you can renegotiate later and maybe change up the plan if necessary. Make short-term agreements that you can modify as you go, basically. So this Mars retrograde cycle will affect us for the next couple months. It's really important just to take it slow, so that you can tap into what you need personally. And we've got Jupiter stationing direct on September 12th in the sign of Capricorn. This is going to help you make some valuable connections this month. So networking and word of mouth will probably be the best ways to attract work if you've been looking for that, or any other money-making opportunities. It really will be a month more about who you know. And maybe during these past 4 or 5 months while Jupiter has been retrograde, it's been harder to make some of those connections, and you might have felt like you're going it alone. With Jupiter stationing direct, I think you're going to feel a bit more response from people when you put out to the universe what you have to offer, and get some people that might want to collaborate or perhaps hire you or this type of thing. So we've got the new moon in Virgo on the 21st. This is offering some good support for intentions related to partnership, marriage, also for work agreements, collaborations, and your health. So even with the retrograde energy present, it's a powerful time to set these intentions at the new moon and know that they'll take a bit more time to unfold. But you can do a lot of research once you state what you want. You can spend some time considering what options you have, so that when we get out of the retrograde cycle, you'll be well informed to take some big steps forward. We've got the sun entering Libra on the 22nd. This signifies the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. This is Libra season all over the globe, however. This is the unifying force of astrology. This indicates a time to check in. The equinoxes and the solstices are real mileposts, both in our calendar year and our astrological year. And with Libra equinox, it's kind of like we're halfway through. We get our calendar new year in January, but we get our astrological new year at the equinox when the sun goes into Aries. So knowing that, it's a time to say, wow, okay, half done. What have we accomplished despite the challenges presented to us since the last equinox? And really acknowledge and celebrate what other people have helped you accomplish. It's sort of like bringing in the harvest and celebrating it together. And Jan Spiller, as many of you know, is my mentor. I worked with her closely for 4.5 years, and we are lucky to have some of her original writing available to members who subscribe to her website. So one of these articles that she wrote has to do with the equinox. She wrote about all the equinox and solstices and came up with some personalized rituals to help celebrate this time of year and make the most of the astrological energy. So if you want to check that out, there's a link to janspiller.com membership in the bottom of description of this video, and all the proceeds help to keep Jan's legacy going. She really wanted her website to continue for a resource for people. And I write all the current astrology articles, so you'll be able to get updates from me about the new moons, the full moons, eclipses, all the important astrology coming down the road. So please check that out and be safe and be well. Have a good month of September, and I will see you back here next month with your horoscope.